Did you know there's a necessary first step in the change process, which may seem obvious? It's buy-in, agreement, acceptance about the need for change. Without that, your change efforts can fail and stall out before they even get started. Keep watching to discover what you can do if your team, your employees, or you don't buy in to an upcoming change initiative. Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, I'm Dr. Dawn-Marie Turner, President of Turner Change Management and creator of the Readiness Mindset. How do you get buy-in? What do you do when people don't agree to a change needed in your organization? Before we talk about what to do when your team or your employees don't buy into a change that you believe is really necessary for your organization, it's helpful to understand what buy-in is and what it is not. Buy-in is the first step. It's that general agreement to support the idea of change, the recognition that something needs to be different. Buy-in is not a decision to act, nor does it signal a willingness to move forward with engaging or adopting the behaviors or activities necessary to achieve that outcome. For that, you need commitment. And it's important to understand the difference between the two. I see so many leaders becoming frustrated and their change initiatives stalling out because they misinterpreted buy-in and commitment. I did a video on how to recognize the difference between buy-in and commitment, and I'll put the link to it in the show notes below. And watch for an upcoming video to build the commitment needed to ensure you achieve your outcome and maintain those new activities and behaviors. Although buy-in is not sufficient to enable change, it will not ensure that your change initiatives stick, nor that people will engage in those activities. It is necessary, and it is a prerequisite for building the commitment you'll need for people to take the actions and to maintain those new activities and behaviors to achieve your desired outcome. To know what to do when people don't buy in to a change, including yourself, we need to understand some of the reasons that prevent buy-in. And probably the number one reason that I hear employees, clients, course participants talk about when they talk about not buying into a change their organization wanted to make is that they didn't really understand or recognize the need for change. We as human beings are hardwired to maintain consistency. Therefore, we're only going to entertain the idea of change if we believe not doing something differently or making a change will mean a current need continues to be met or that we can meet an unmet need. So the lack of buy-in, the lack of understanding and internalization about why change is needed, why the solution, why the organization needs to do what it needs to do is often the most common reason for employees and team members not buying into a change. Another reason that people may not agree to a change or the idea or buy into the proposed change is your organization's history with change. If your organization has a history of changes that weren't successful, that stopped and started, that created more problems than it solved, or that the outcome is not clear, people will be slow to buy in and agree. I did a video on the impact of your organizational history on change, and I'll post it in the show notes below. A third and often overlooked reason for a lack of agreement or buy-in is low perceived capability. Perceived capability is our perception of ourselves confidently, competently engaging in the activities needed to achieve the desired outcome. If the people affected by the change can't see themselves within that new environment, engaging in those new activities, or the new activities aren't aligned with their perception of themselves or the organization, then they will struggle to agree and buy into the change. I'm curious, write in the comments section one reason that maybe you didn't buy into a change your organization wanted to make. Okay, so buy-in, agreement for the need, support for the idea is important and a necessary first step in the change process. Let's talk about what you can do to help people align with a proposed change and gain the agreement about the need to go forward. It's important, however, to remember that when we're talking about buy-in, we're talking about that agreement. And it can wax and wane throughout the change process. So you may have that initial agreement and recognition for the need to change, but not necessarily alignment to the solution. And so you may need to work later on with the solution or the proposed change itself to regain that initial sense of agreement and buy-in to move forward. Okay, so let's talk about what you can do to help gain that buy-in. The first thing, stop labeling the lack of buy-in as resistance to change. It's not resistance. It's where everyone starts on their change process. We all start at the place to question whether that change is really needed, whether it's in alignment with who we are, and whether we can get on board with the idea of doing something different. Second, get and stay curious. Don't assume you know why people are not in agreement about a change. Ask questions. Explore what they see, their history with similar changes, and what they see or don't see that you see or don't see. Really spend some time exploring what it is that their experience looks like and why they are not in agreement with it. Third, and this goes along with the second, listen. Really listen to their concerns. Engage them in the conversations to explore their perceptions of the problem or the opportunity and the proposed change. Understanding their history. Engaging them so that they can hear and see what you have seen that brought you to this place. And fourth, whenever you're introducing anything new, adhere to the law of change. Start with context. Share the why. And ensure people have time to understand and connect with the need. That will help you avoid the number one mistake leaders make when introducing change. One last thing. Helping people navigate their change journey must begin with the recognition of the need and that general sense of agreement and acceptance to do something different. In the early stages, engaging in those conversations can feel like we don't have time for this. You don't have time not to. You need that acceptance. You need that agreement in order to take it to the next step and build the commitment that's going to allow you to build healthy, sustainable change that will grow your organization. All right, that's it for now. I hope you found this video helpful. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.